the campus of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Good one tonight. The Shamrocks from Detroit Catholic Central in town to take on a St. Mary's team playing with confidence once again. Welcome high above courtside into one of those basketball games that we hope comes right down to the final whistle. Chad Bush, Evan Stockton, glad you're making a little time for us. Interesting matchup tonight, Chad, within the Catholic League. On one side, Catholic Central, although they haven't won a game yet, they're losing every game by single digits. This is a talented roster against a St. Mary's team, as we'll hear about. They've been fighting an injury bug this year, but they've got Trey McKinney, they've got Sherrod Barnes, and they're off a great win on the west side of the state over the weekend. Yeah. So my question to you is, what can we learn about these two teams tonight, you think?
I think we can learn a lot. Catholic Central's hungry, and this is a team that can beat any team in the Central Division on any night. Let's not be fooled. They lost by 3 points to the Division I state champion from a year ago, De La Salle, their last time out. This is a team that beat De La Salle twice last year, who won the state title. It's a program under Brandon Sanawi that's really on the rise, and you can't look at the record if you're the opponent. They've got a lot of key pieces. They brought in some nice pieces. They got a guy who put up a 50-point in his first performance, 49, who's counting. They got a stud in Mr. Amene. So there's a lot for Catholic Central that if you just look at the record, you're going to be in trouble and you don't know the whole story. On the other hand, St. Mary's has got to find out some things too. How did they handle success? That's the big question tonight. Todd Covert says we got a young team. I don't know how guys are going to respond. A big win over UAD, and then they had a loss, to follow up against Grand Blanc. So they're trying to get some consistency, but they're very happy with the play they've got from Mr. Trey McKinney, the 18th best player in the country in his class. So we got a lot of stars tonight that are about to shine brightly. I'm excited.
Yeah, and what you love about doing high school athletics, specifically at the hoops level, is it's all about matchups. Anybody can beat anybody on a specific night when you match up the personnel. Yeah. So when you match up the personnel tonight, Chad, what could be an advantage one way or the other that flip-flops the game?
I think size-wise, the advantage is clearly in Catholic Central's hands. I mean, they have size, and they have an abundance of it. They got a 6'10" kid they bring off the bench. So Catholic Central has an advantage with size. St. Mary's will continue to ride without Jaden Savory, the starting center that they had planned for, who's still ineligible by the NCAA or the MHSAA, one of the two. And they also have Wisniewski's out again tonight. They hope to get him back maybe Friday, but Wisniewski's out, so the big fella's out. 6'6" and 6'6". They're going to plug in Luke Crichton, who played a heck of a game, but poor Luke is 15 years old and expected to man some of that paint. It's going to be a challenge with the size of CC. They've got some guys, and Derek Lee Jr., who came over from Bloomfield Hills. They got some size, and even their shooter, TJ Nadeau, who's 6'5", has good size. And Josh Ross is an absolute bull of a player. Josh Ross I love. He's Dennis Rodman reincarnated, even wears number 10. There's a lot to like about Catholic Central. They're going to give St. Mary's all they can handle tonight.
The only difference between Josh Ross and Dennis Rodman, Josh, as far as we know, does not dye his hair multiple colors, and he's not dated Carmen Electra at any time in his life. But other than that, Josh Ross and Dennis Rodman both crashing the glass. It's that time of year where it's late January, you blink your eyes, it's March all of a sudden, and this is one of those games that determines how your March looks. Let's have some fun tonight. St. Mary's, Catholic Central, a great Catholic League matchup on a Tuesday night. When we come back, St. Mary's head coach Todd Covert chats with us. Do not go anywhere.
Prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself, shaped into a force that others can't imagine. We are part of something bigger. A force that never quits. America's Navy, forged by the sea. Check us out at Navy.com.
We are back on the campus of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, getting ready for late January Tuesday night basketball between two old rivals, the Eaglets from Orchard Lake St. Mary's and the Shamrocks from Detroit Catholic Central. This is Todd Covert, the head coach for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Evan Stockton back with you. Coach, we always appreciate a little of your time before tip-off as we tape this. Yeah. Third quarter just ended in the JV game. Looks like the Shamrocks are winning by 8. Eaglets are going to need a rally in that fourth quarter, but focusing on your game as you enter tonight's game, how do you feel about your team?
You know, I thought we played pretty well in Grand Rapids for a majority of the game. You know, we've gotten the injury bug the last couple weeks, but, you know, we got to just battle through that, and haven't had a lot of practice time. You know, we're getting there. We're getting there. We got a young team, and there's going to be ups and downs, and we're just keep battling through it. And, you know, you got somebody like Trey McKinney and Sherrod Barnes and Bugsy. They'll keep you in it most nights. So.
Mentioning some of the great players they have, for all of you flipping on the stream tonight, and maybe you don't know the name Trey McKinney by now, I'd encourage you to learn as much as you can about Trey McKinney. This guy's going to be a star in collegiate basketball in a couple of years. The other night, Coach, he had a dunk where somehow it was like he was rising still, even as he dunked the ball through the hoop. As a head coach, when you have an excellent talent like that, how do you try to coach him and maybe rein the stallion in a little bit?
You don't. And you got to coach them. And I'll tell you, I said it to somebody out in Grand Rapids. That's probably one of the greatest attributes of that kid is you can coach them. And I do once in a while. And there's not a bad bit of bad attitude, bad body language, bad anything. He's just he wants to be coached. He wants to continue to learn, and I mean, I just can't believe how much better he's gotten this year from last year. And he was really good last year, you know. But that's, you know, there's no magic pixie dust other than a lot of hard work. You know, he's the first one in the gym, the last one to leave, the first one in the weight room, the last one to leave. He just works like no other. So.
All of you watching this game probably understand how good the Catholic League was last year and how good the depth in the conference is again this year. You're mentioning some of the injuries, the roadblocks your team has had to go through, the lack of practice time. How hard is that when you are playing in a league where literally anyone can beat anybody on any given night?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but you know, you just got to come focused, and you know, the margin in this league is really, you know, it's a lot of mental. You got to be able to handle success. You got to be able to handle failure, because you're going to have both a lot. So, you know, being able to stay in the right place and stay focused is, you know, that's the, you know, that's the difference in this league, because all the talent is, you know, it's who's ever having a decent night, you know.
You're bringing up the trip to the west side of the state over the weekend, a 15-point win over East Kenwood, one of those games where it felt like it could have been a 20 or 30-point win at times. What did you learn about your team in the victory Saturday night?
You know, they were focused. They were focused and locked in on defense. You know, shared the ball really well. We've been really trying to focus on you know, ball movement and making the right play. You know, not necessarily waiting for somebody to get hot, but just getting that ball moving and being selfless. You know, we've really been trying to focus on. So,
last thing we got for you here before we let you go get ready for this ball game. What's the key, or maybe two, to beat Catholic Central tonight?
Well, you got to handle their physicality. You know, they're just, you know, I think Ross is averaging close to 11 boards a game and a little over 5 offensive rebounds. So you got to handle that physicality. And then, you know, you got to handle you and TJ. I mean, TJ's as good a shooter as there is or has been around these parts in a long time. His release is just so quick, and range is unlimited, and he's strong and he's quick, and you know, and you is just, you know, he's going to be a star. He already is, but he's good. He's really good. So you got to handle those two kids, and then you just got to win the loose balls, and you got to win. You know, CC's they're going to bring it to you physically. So we got to handle that physicality.
Never a night off in the Catholic League, and there's never a night off when the St. Mary's Eaglets play the Catholic Central Shamrocks.
No,
Coach,
sir. All right, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Tip-off coming up, St. Mary's and Catholic Central from the great campus of Orchard Lake St. Mary's right after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
We are back inside a gym that is filling up. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Detroit Catholic Central. In any sport, it's always fun to watch, but specifically on the basketball court, these teams are playing close game after close game every single year in a league that every single night feels like every game's decided by 4 or 5 points. Evan, Chad, glad you're making us a little bit of a part of your Tuesday night, wherever you may be, whether it's here in the state of Michigan, across the country, across the world. Glad you're joining us. Chad, you were mentioning some of the talent for Detroit Catholic Central, a team that is below 500 at 5-6, still looking for their first league win. But in terms of raw talent, they don't hold a candle to anybody. Specifically, a recent addition to their roster is putting up numbers game after game.
Yeah, Uchenna Amene, a transfer from Southfield Christian, 21 points a game, 3 assists, a couple of rebounds. This guy put up 49 against PreP back in early December, and this is a guy that's carried them. And they basically traded Chaz Lulis, who went to Detroit King and transferred out, for this guy, Uchenna Amene. And the Catholic Central folks aren't disappointed in this kid. He's a smart guy. He's got athletic genes running through his blood. And so he's a guy that is going to be the top scorer tonight. At least that's the guy St. Mary's, I'm sure, is preparing for. He's the top guy, and he's not the only guy you got to watch for, Evan. There's also a guy by the name of TJ Nadeau who can really stroke it, 15 points a game. A little banged up, but he's going to go tonight.
Nadeau and Amene are 2 guys who are going to go play Division I basketball. Brandon Sinawi, the head coach for the Shamrocks, actually took them both to Kalamazoo to watch Western Michigan play Akron on Saturday afternoon. Nadeau, a great shooter. And the thing that's most impressive to me about Amene, we can talk about basketball all we want. The dude's favorite class is pre-calc. When you say to me pre-calc out loud, I have nightmares and get hives. So God bless you, Uchenna Amene, for liking pre-calc more than any human being apparently I've ever met. God bless him.
Unbelievable. I stayed away. In fact, in math, they had me said you got to get 1 math credit, and I said okay, and that took a minute. So, yeah, we're the other side of the brain. We're built that way, and Catholic Central's built with some brains and some brawn tonight, and they'll have to bring it. They're on the road against a very good St. Mary's team, and a team that's very confident after they just wiped out East Kentwood, another good team, on Saturday. And they've got multiple tools themselves that Brandon Sinawi's very concerned about.
And we'll get a look at the Catholic League Central standings right here. Brother Rice, pretty much the consensus top team in the state of Michigan, regardless of division. Their only loss is within the Catholic League Central, Chad. Lost a really tight game to De La Salle earlier on this season. As you evaluate the division as it stands right now, we've been talking so much about CC St. Mary's, but what's kind of the pulse of the rest of the league?
I think Brother Rice is right now, you could consider them the best team in the Central Division. They're tied record-wise with St. Mary's and UAD. They did beat St. Mary's. I think they play UAD tonight. I'm going to have to check my numbers on that, but I think Rice has a win over U of D. I think that's the case. But 2-1, the record for all those guys. I think Brother Rice right now, St. Mary's beat UAD. We do have UAD ranked ahead of St. Mary's because overall they're 10-1. But St. Mary's did beat UAD. De La Salle's right there. De La Salle is we saw them over the weekend. Yep. We saw them play in East Kentwood at the Gotta Get It Classic. Look, they can beat anybody. They could win that division. And Catholic Central, who finished last season, beat De La Salle, who won the state title, and they finished with the worst record in the conference. It's anybody's conference. I think it's going to be tough for CC to win it, let's be honest. But I think their opportunity in the playoffs is as good as anybody because they're on the other side of the bracket, away from De La Salle, away from UAD, away from St. Mary's, and away from Brother Rice. So Catholic Central is saying, all right, let's get through the grind, but we know that in the playoffs, there's some more things coming.
Lots to shake out tonight. UAD taking on Brother Rice, and we've got St. Mary's against Catholic Central here tonight. Both teams on the floor warming up. We're getting ready for tip. We'll bring it to you in just a little bit.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic students can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game. We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while maintaining a high level of respect for all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Catholic League basketball, late January, Tuesday night. Gym getting packed with bodies, ready to watch St. Mary's and Catholic Central. We were just talking about the Shamrocks and how they are building toward bigger and better things, and for their sake, hopefully building toward their first Catholic League win of the season tonight. St. Mary's doesn't want that to happen. St. Mary's off a victory by nearly 20 points at East Kenwood over the weekend. And Chad, the thing that's got to be encouraging for Eaglets fans who hopefully watched that game with us on the prep the other night, Sherrod Barnes, Trey McKinney played well again, but it was the extra pieces, the ancillary guys who played so well for St. Mary's the other night. And if they're going to make a deep run in just a few weeks, pieces like that are going to have to step up big, kind of like Daniel Smythe did the other night.
Yeah, Daniel Smythe is that second or third guy that can score for you, and he could do it in many different ways. He went off for 18 points. I mean, the kid's had 21 this year. He's hit 6 triples a couple of times. He's a very good shooter. He can help on the outside. Trey McKinney, there's so much attention garnered to him. And so somebody's open. Trey is going to be triple teamed tonight. So somebody's open. Guys like Smythe, guys like Sherrod Barnes, who can take it off the bounce as well. Not more of a driver, but Sherrod's been making very good decisions. St. Mary's, the key was getting the turnovers reduced. Sherrod's done a great job of that. Daniel Smythe's done a good job of that. And don't forget about Smitty, Andrew Smith, not Smythe. It can score it as well and does the little things.
Tip-off from St. Mary's in just a moment.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
St. Mary's students can do many things well. They cannot hit the high note on the national anthem very well. But other than that, another great rendition of the national anthem as we get set for hoops tonight, Chad.
Evan Stockton, there's girls now at St. Mary's.
That's true.
So they've got a nice little they've got a nice little offset tone in there.
So how about they sing the high notes and then the boys sing everything else?
They need an orchestrator up there.
Let's get you the starting lineups tonight as they're introduced here at St. Mary's. They're introducing the Shamrocks starting five. As we look at the starting five, Chad, who's a couple of names we must watch for?
The number one is Chenna Amene. He's the guard. He's the transfer from Southfield Christian. 21-plus points a game, can share the sugar a little bit too. A nice combo guard. TJ Nadeau can really shoot it, three-point specialist. 14.5 points a game, 4 rebounds. And watch out for Josh Ross. He's going to grab a lot of glass tonight. Tough guy on the offensive rebounds. Derek Lee Jr., an outstanding athlete, also a football player with Division II offers. And don't sleep on Sammy Howard, a guy who's a first-year varsity player.
And if you're watching this game and this is the first time you've watched a Catholic Central basketball game this year, you're probably looking at the starting five and going, I don't recognize a lot of those names from that really good team last year, because it's the truth. The only returning starter is TJ Nadeau, who is one of the best shooters in the state of Michigan. Here's your starting five for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. A lot of folks know about Barnes, a lot of folks know about Trey McKinney, Chad, but among the rest of the starting five, who should we highlight and circle tonight?
Daniel Smythe, this kid's a sniper, 6 of 11 on Saturday from downtown. Plus 60% three-point shooter on the year. Sherrod Barnes, also a guy you talked about. Andrew Smith can grab some rebounds, glue guy. And Luke Crichton does the right thing, makes the right plays. Just a young kid, a freshman, committed to Indiana for baseball.
That Crichton family got the baseball gene. Jack is going to go play at Clemson. Already played at Clemson.
Yes.
And Luke will be an Indiana Hoosier in 4 years. It feels weird to say. Long time from now.
Hard to believe it, but all these freshmen that play now, CC's got a freshman on their roster we'll see tonight, and Asher Swardini. So, yeah, the freshmen are playing nowadays. We're getting old.
With every single passing second, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Tap one by St. Mary's. Off we go on a Tuesday night. St. Mary's off a win at East Kentwood on Saturday. Shamrocks trying to get their first win in Catholic League play this season. Barnes for Smythe off that awesome game, 18 points a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and if you're a shooter like that that's had the success, if you're St. Mary's, maybe you go to him early, try to see if the heat check's there.
Around the rim they go. He'll pull and make.
You just got to try it. It doesn't hurt. Smythe's hot. 7 of his last 12, last 2 games, but a lot of confidence. Different player than his brother Will. Smythe's a kid that can put it on the deck too. He hasn't shown that yet, but he might tonight if they're going to run at him at the three-point line.
Uchenna Mene bringing the ball into the front court for the Shamrocks. Off to TJ Nadeau. That's your 2 leading scorers for CC. Amene moving right. Howard now moving left. Tough shot, and he hit it off glass.
A lot of confidence. Howard drove in against Smythe and put it up. He's a long-armed youngster that paid his dues on JV and had a really nice career.
Barnes short, long rebound into the corner, and Ross saved it out of bounds. So it stays with St. Mary's.
The fun matchup to watch here, Evan, I think, is Uchenna Amene against Sherrod Barnes, both ways. This is going to be a really fun matchup. 2 in blue, 0 in white. Both point guards going at it. Combo guards extraordinaire. And this is matchup number 2 you're going to look for. Right here, Trey McKinney working on Derek Lee Jr.
Smythe got another corner 3.
You have to pay attention to Trey. You got to pay attention to Trey McKinney, but folks are going to start paying attention to Bugsy Smythe. The kid is just a bucket from downtown.
2 triples and 2 made threes so far tonight for Daniel Smythe. Good start.
He's got a wrapped up finger too. He's got a sprain. They might keep that wrap on for the rest of the year.
Amene downhill. That man is a walking bucket.
He can do it all. He's a crafty scorer, very calm, cool, went for 49 points. He's a smarty pants, 4.2 in the classroom.
Good pace to this ball game early. Remember, we're back to no shot clock. There was a shot clock used in the Gotta Get It Classic for St. Mary's over the weekend. McKinney lost the ball, and then he was forced to foul DJ Lee.
Yeah, I don't know what happened down there, but there's some moisture again. And Trey wearing that mask, protection. Trey went for 37 points on this court a few games back against UAD. Helped St. Mary's win in overtime against the Cubs. Their best win.
Ross out high. Waiting for someone to come. Uchenna Amene back inside to Ross. Amene deep trigger 3, no, but they just got Trey McKinney for a second foul.
He did, he forearmed him. And Trey didn't mean it. It was a hard closeout, and he didn't really need to. And that's gonna hurt. First of all, Amene doesn't miss his free throws. He's 85%. And second of all, it's the second on Trey already, and Todd's gonna have to go get him.
Can he afford to go get him with the uber small bench that St. Mary's plays?
I think so. You can't afford to lose him, put it that way. And there are some guys that can fill the time, but the bench is limited. Again, there is no Savory, no Kuchevsky, no Wisniewski, and no Hines. So that's the bench. They do have Jackson Wazalewski, a senior, the lone senior on the roster. There's one senior, a Tim, and he will play prime minutes off that bench tonight. They'll also trust Mr. Aiden Hanks.
2 of 3 at the line for Amene, so we got a tie ball game. Quickly up the floor come the Eaglets. Corner 3, Creighton was not close. Long rebound McKinney.
Good awareness by Trey to hustle that down.
Fall away, Jay missed it with a double team.
Yep, he makes those about half the time.
Amene fall away. McKinney got the rebound along that baseline.
Good game so far. 6 aside. Pace is kind of slow right now. These are tough defensive teams. They want to clog the paint against Trey and force other people to make plays like that.
Lob ahead, try to hit DJ Lee. Barnes has got the ball, but his thigh was out of bounds as he got the ball. So after all of that, it will be Catholic Central ball.
A lot of helter-skelter, a lot of hustle. Look, Catholic Central's really hungry for a win. And St. Mary's certainly favored in this game, but I mean, in this Central Division, nobody has any clear advantage in any game.
Student section wants a little D, and we got a travel on CC.
Yeah, DeLonda Little said so. Former All-American at Wayne State. He's a Tartar, one of the best women's basketball players ever in Wayne State history. Outstanding player. Used to live in the apartments with her.
Did you really?
Yep. Wayne State, you had to live in an apartment if you had any kind of scholarship. And I don't know why, but they scholarshiped me and I had to live there.
And now you know. Nadeau got a piece of McKinney as he tried to lay it in left-handed.
They have shut Trey down so far in this game.
Howard got it. First lead for the Shamrocks tonight.
Howard has 5 of the 9 points, and he was the guy that was maybe ignored a little bit, and unjustifiably.
McKinney, no good again. He is meeting pressure from all over the place.
Yep, double, triple teamed, and he did such a nice job sharing the ball at East Kentwood when that happened, but tonight he's just forcing a little too much.
Nadeau. No. Long rebound, spiked high, and Crichton's got it for St. Mary's.
That was Smythe that tapped it back. That's on him.
Sherrod Barnes moving and kicking. Extra pass. Crichton thought about it. Smythe will take it, and he'll hit it again.
Why would you not let him shoot the ball every time down the floor? Why is he not getting the ball when he's that hot? Is there any reason? That's the guy you pass it to until he misses.
Daniel Smythe is literally the only reason St. Mary's has scored tonight. He's got all 9. Ross turning the corner, and he's off to the line. Count the bucket and 1.
Ross is a bull, man. This is a guy that's such a fun player to watch. Athletic, big, tough, good energy. Brandon Sanawi really likes this kid.
6'5", 230. A guy who played football for the first time this season. Of course, he was a starter on the defensive line. And the best athlete in his family, believe it or not, is actually his mom.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What did mom do?
His mom, Sarah, swam at Michigan State.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, swimmers are athletes.
Yeah. It's an outstanding way to get cardio in the morning. McKinney fall away. First bucket tonight for Trey.
He's so fun to watch. Trey got an open look, and he took advantage from the mid-range. He's so good at the mid-range.
Amene. No. McKinney rebound. Now Trey being hounded by Josh Root off the bench. Trey McKinney got away, and then he threw it away.
Yep. Not the start, but this is where other guys need to pick Trey up. Look, he picks them up. This is where he needs help offensively, and guys need to come to the ball as well. It's not all on Trey on those turnovers.
This is Devin Lee, DJ's brother, lobbing it inside to Ross. Josh Rood, nice give up. DJ Lee and a Shamrock lead again.
Thoughtful pass from Rood. Really nice look off the bench.
Bunch of ties, bunch of lead changes already. We told you this would be a good one. It's out of bounds off the Shamrocks. Jack, gonna stay here.
Sorry about that. It is not disappointed. The intensity on defense is fun to watch both ways. The athleticism of the Shamrocks. They've added some athleticism this year. They lost some too last year now. Both these teams lost a lot last year. Cooper Craggs is gone. Talked about Chaz Lewis.
Yeah, Barnes being hounded by Amene. You're talking about the losses for CC. Chaz Lewis transferred to Detroit King. Basically, you traded Amene for Chaz Lewis in that starting lineup. Shamrocks lost 7 seniors from last year's team. 3 starters, including a guy, Cooper Craggs, who's playing D1 ball at Oakland. It's a lot of talent the Shamrocks lost, and they're still kind of figuring out how to replace it.
Yeah, they lost a couple D1 guys and some others. I mean, that's big time.
St. Mary's with a bunch of corner threes so far tonight. Tough luck for Smith there, rimmed out.
CC's clogging the paint, so the wings are going to be open.
DJ Lee spinning and getting fouled. I think they're going to get Luke Crichton there. Actually got Andrew Smith. That's his first.
CC attacking, though, not settling. And they're going at the guys that they think they can score against. And Luke Crichton's one of those guys. And this is a matchup that CC wanted, and they got it.
First one good for DJ Lee.
DJ Lee went to high school, I'm sorry, Evan, right down the street at Bloomfield Hills last year. Our camera one operator tonight went to Bloomfield Hills High School as well.
Go Blackhawks.
Go Blackhawks.
It was funny, DJ Lee was playing football at Bloomfield Hills, lost in the playoffs to CC, and then immediately transferred to CC to be one of their best receivers on the football team this year.
Oh, that's right. Good call. I didn't realize that.
No good for Trey McKinney. That slow start to the night continues, Chad.
Yeah, CC wants this to happen. This is the perfect game plan. They wanted Trey to just, you know, focus on Trey and let him shoot shots that are not easy to make.
And we got another travel. It's the second on CC tonight.
Checking in with the Shamrocks, number 22.
Turnovers have been pretty good so far. When you go on the road, you got to take care of the ball. if you want to win. And we get another look here. Yeah, a little bit. Is he wearing those Grinches you like?
He is.
You love the Grinch.
I do. I saw those shoes online last night for a price I could stomach, but I didn't end up buying them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it just wasn't the time, wasn't the mood, you know?
All right, well,
maybe later.
Soon enough.
Barnes, nice drive and nice fall away, Jay.
Sherrod Barnes, first bucket of the game. It's kind of a streaky guy. It's a nice look for him. He's got a solid mid-range game.
Back down to a 1-point game. DJ Lee, jumper no. Eaglets have got the ball and can take the lead back.
Back and forth we go. Key critical possession for St. Mary's, might be their last of the quarter.
Sherrod Barnes. Luke Crichton back to Barnes. Sherrod Barnes on the go again. Fighting for his miss. Rude got it for CC. Uchenna Mene. Nadu was thinking about it. He's always thinking about it.
Sherrod Barnes shuts that down so quick. He's such a good defender, and credit him for that Nadu non-take.
Few seconds to go in the quarter. Nadu, give up. Lee with room all the way to the rim. That closes one heck of a first quarter for Catholic Central. Balanced scoring for CC, and they held one of the best players in Michigan, Trey McKinney, to just 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Shamrocks on the road trying to get a much-needed win. They're off to an excellent start.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Heard a rumor all time that the Shamrocks and Eaglets know each other very well. And if you don't believe me, look at the all-time meetings. They are playing for the 73rd all-time meeting tonight, and St. Mary's has a razor-thin lead in that series. You gotta love when teams have played over decades and through generations, and still there's barely any separation.
And they took a 39-year break from not playing each other. From 1950 to 1989, these two schools didn't play each other. And yeah, so that is even more amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of history.
Back down inside. That is what the Shamrocks wanted to exploit tonight, Chad. They're doing it so far.
Yes, sir. Big time paint presence. Something St. Mary's doesn't have. Game plan working.
Andrew Smith got blocked down low, but then he got the ball back.
Just got to settle down if you're St. Mary's. They got Trey McKinney on the bench ready to check back in. Wazalewski checked in.
Out of bounds. It was off of a Shamrock. McKinney was barely out. Kind of similar, Chad, to what we were talking about earlier. Trey's having to play with 2 fouls. Frankly, Todd Covert can't afford to take him out of this game.
Not at this point. St. Mary's down by 5, their largest deficit. In the first quarter that saw Trey go 1 for 5 from the floor. CC's done a great job defensively, but we'll see if it holds up against Trey.
Trey, fall away 3. That is what he can do.
He can. He's a 3-level scorer, and this kid is on his way to being one of the most prolific players ever to put on the red and white here.
Nadu. Oh, he banked it in.
Wow. Well, they both didn't look the same, but 3 points came back. That's big for Nadu, who's battling a off-shooting shoulder injury. And the steal here.
Yep, steal for CC. Amene. No good. Rebound, McKinney. Man, that would have been massive if Amene could have hit that for Catholic Central.
Won't be a ton of live ball turnovers like that you can score in offensive transition, but St. Mary's dodged a bullet there.
Right back to Trey McKinney. Working on a Mene. Leaning back. Tough roll out. Rebound Ross.
CC had to make a decision. Guard Smythe or go with a double team, and they went with the double team.
Inside Ross. Nice look to the corner. Howard, no good. Creighton the rebound. He got hit up high, so he's behind the play. Barnes leading the play. Smythe, floater, short. Apparently he could only hit 3-pointers.
Hard closeout. He did what you're supposed to do. Pull up, mid-post floater. That's part of his game. He did miss the shot. Good defense by CC.
Nadeau fakes. Spins. And it's stripped. And it is going to stay with CC. St. Mary's thought it went off of Nadeau's thigh on the
Yeah, Luke Creighton got some hands in there, and we'll get another look right here, Evan. Wazalewski with a hand in there. Creighton, and yeah, just knocked out. Good call.
Cut in the inbound. Ross tried to throw it off of Barnes, but he was out of bounds when he threw it off of Barnes.
This is a great play. They're throwing the ball off of each other in the air, out of bounds. What a great battle between two outstanding defenders, Ross and Sherrod. Boom. Ross says, wait a minute. I threw it off him and I was in the air.
It's like when you're playing one-on-one with your brother or sister growing up, right? Just chuck it off their shoulder.
Yeah, throw it out of bounds. You got to get the possession back somehow.
Barnes being doubled, and Todd Covert calls a timeout to save the possession with 5:20 to go in the first half.
There's the blitz. There's the blitz. And speaking of the blitz, the Shamrocks got a new football boss.
Yes, they did.
Are we stepping aside?
I believe we are going to step aside. Let's step aside real quick and come on back. Good Catholic League action on a Tuesday night.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Catholic Central last season had their best group season in a long, long time. Made the state quarterfinals, lost in a tight one to Grand Blanc. Grand Blanc team that ended up playing for a state championship against De La Salle. As Shamrock sports fans know, there's so much athletic tradition at CC, football, wrestling, hockey take the cake. But Brandon Sinawi has really done a great job, Chad, in his 5 years at CC, of bringing a lot of pride and, frankly, competitive juice back to the basketball program.
He has. He did a great job at Livonia Stevenson as well for 5 seasons. He did a nice job at Novi. And then, yeah, it was a good hire, I thought, by Aaron. And he's proven that this is a team that can compete for a league title.
Right now, they're leading St. Mary's on the road. But there are lots of miles to go in this ballgame.
Fun matchup here, partner.
Yes, it is. Barnes working on Amene. Uchenna Amene got Sherrod Barnes to travel in that right corner.
So that's the game plan for CC. Double team, blitz, Sherrod Barnes. Force him into turnovers. And they've done that the last 2 possessions. We'll see if Todd Covert counters that the next trip down.
Nadeau traveled. That is the 3rd time tonight Catholic Central has traveled.
Yeah, the turnovers are getting a little hot. We saw a very smooth played, good pace game at East Kentwood on Saturday, Evan. Remember, it was like 4 turnovers in the first half combined.
Yeah.
This one's been called pretty tight.
It's almost like it's a rivalry conference game on a Tuesday night.
Go figure.
Right? The intensity on the burner is just a little bit higher tonight.
It should be. Got a desperate club and you got a hot club and a good rivalry.
Smythe, good look to Smith. Patient possession that'll make Todd Covert smile. Wait for the right shot.
That's right.
Barnes Smith fakes. Smythe was not expecting that pass, but he still got it, and then he dribbled it out of bounds.
CC's forced 3 straight turnovers. Now, they need to score off those turnovers. I mean, it's good to get stops, good to get turnovers, but you got to put points on the board when you can get them, and right now they've got momentum.
It's been a while since St. Mary's has scored. Shamrocks trying to increase the lead. Amene alone. Rebound, Lee got it, and he threw it off of Smith. A crafty play to save the possession for CC. DJ Lee, that senior transfer from Bloomfield Hills, with a good play to save the possession.
Great play, Evan. Beautiful hustle.
Yeah, can the Shamrocks capitalize here? They do. Make sure they do capitalize.
Biggest lead of the night, 7 points. Shamrocks are up a touchdown in Orchard Lake. And St. Mary's has not scored in what's going on about 6 minutes.
Sherrod Barnes will give him a chance to get off the schneid.
4 minutes, my bad.
Josh Ross just fouled him on that drive.
Yeah, Josh Ross, just his first. They need him in there. But St. Mary's needs to get to the line and get some balls to go through the hoop and to watch it. Sherrod will do that. He's a very good free throw shooter.
10 points, 4 assists, 3 boards for Barnes at East Kenwood back on Saturday night. One of those ball games where Sherrod will stuff the stat sheet on you. He's going to play Division I basketball at some point, Chad. Somewhere, somebody will want him. Already's got offers from Eastern Michigan, Toledo, just to name a couple.
That's right. Defensive wizardry is what we see out of Sherrod Barnes on most nights. Splits the pair here, though.
Ames a 6-point game. Amene on Barnes. He got by the defensive wizard that time, and he's going to the line.
That's the matchup. And look, you can tell Amene's taking it personal. He knows the reputation. Look at this drive. Gets through. He's so quick. Brandon Sinawi said this guy's so quick from the top of the key to the 10, it's hard to stop him, and he wasn't lying. That's an aggressive, quick attack. And he finished.
Yeah, and he finished when Barnes, inadvertently of course, smacked him right in the head.
Yep. Makes it a little tougher.
In and out on the free throw. Still the largest lead of the night for Catholic Central. It's 8.
Catholic Central's just had more juice tonight all around.
Barnes finishing and drawing a foul on TJ Nadeau.
Barnes is enough of that. I'm going to attack too. I can score off the bounce, and Sherrod Barnes is not slow himself. He took it personal. He went in and scored this, and he'll try to answer the and one attempt.
Number 0, Sherrod Barnes.
TJ Nadeau was wondering where the foul came from. He's thinking of anything. Barnes was the one who got me in the face.
Yeah. Well.
Back-to-back strong finishes at the rim. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in a first half where that score may not look like what a lot of people thought it was when they walked in the gym tonight.
It's a well-executed game plan.
Number 3, Asher Sardini is into the game for CC, the freshman in the left corner.
Got to watch him. He can shoot it.
Nadeau, a guy who can shoot it, just got the shooters wrong.
Yeah, he's known for his three-point shooting, a steal and a score just like that, too. CC with their biggest lead.
8 points for Amene. Turnovers leading to touchdowns.
Yep.
All of a sudden, St. Mary's has been backed into the corner. Can they fight their way out of it? Touch foul on Swardini.
Just the 4th team foul, non-shooting, and Smythe saying, that's a freshman on me? I'm going after him. I remember when I was a freshman on varsity out there.
His first, team 4.
Smythe started the game with 3 triples in the first quarter. He hasn't scored in this one. Nadeau the steal. TJ Nadeau, 2 more.
St. Mary's has been careless with the basketball in this game, and it has cost them. They were so good on Saturday, and it's been a polar opposite in this first half. And the Shamrocks have buried them in live ball turnovers.
Barnes. Creighton faked the three, got it back to Barnes. Sherrod Barnes into the corner. Smith, no good. Leading the ball for the Shamrocks. Amene carried the ball and traveled too. Pick your poison.
Yep. Turnover. A little sloppy, but CC's up 11 right now, and Todd Covert wants to talk it over.
We'll take a timeout with them. Under 2 to go, first half. Catholic Central, an 11-point lead on the road.
Are you prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself? Shaped into a force that others can't imagine. We are part of something bigger. A force that never quits. America's Navy. Forged by the sea. Check us out at Navy.com.
St. Mary's, year after year, is a competitor in the Catholic League. They're a competitor in the state, and they've got a resume that you can stack up, Chad, with anyone in the state of Michigan. But right now, all Todd Covert cares about is this game. CC has walked into this gym in front of another great crowd, and CC's up by 11. What's going on with St. Mary's right now?
I think the energy's just down. It's an energy thing, and I think you have to credit CC with the way they've played defense, specifically on Trey McKinney. They forced some turnovers by blitzing the guards for the Eaglets. They've got a good plan. They've executed it.
St. Mary's looking for any sort of momentum into the halftime break. McKinney hop step, and the leaner is good.
The master of the mid-range and much, much more, but they needed that bucket, did the Eaglets, who went on a 5-minute scoring drought and field goal drought. They needed that one.
Ross facing up McKinney, waiting for bodies to move. Nadeau on the move. And Rude with an amazing catch, but he caught it out of bounds. Josh Rude doing his best wide receiver impression. What a one-handed catch.
This pass was tipped by Trey McKinney. That's why he had to go high, and that's why the ball was turned over. Great defense by Trey to get high hands to force the tip. And you're right, it was a heck of a catch by Rude, regardless of the tip. More impressive, maybe, that he even caught it off the tip.
I don't know if anyone will remember that catch but me when they walk out of the gym tonight, but that was a heck of a
No,
play,
it was
Josh.
it was a good play. No, you're spot on.
Under a minute to go. Barnes on the move, lost the basketball. Catholic Central on the move. Lee, no. Ross lost the ball down low, out of bounds.
St. Mary's can't hold on to the basketball, and when they have, they've been able to score, but this is just a confidence thing with the basketball and being able to handle some versatility.
McKinney working on DJ Lee. Trey's got 7 tonight, but it's been a hard 7 for Trey McKinney. Here's a corner kick. Smythe, one more. Luke Creighton, no. Long rebound to Rude. Nearly carried the ball. And Brandon Sinawi will call a timeout with 23 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, it was like you wanted to call that timeout before the refs changed their mind. This is an impressive outing so far in this first half. This is the replay of what was a carry, they thought, and a good argument there. But look, CC, if you're on this possession, you want this to be the final possession. You want to take the clock down, and you're going to go up 9 points or you're going to go up better. You don't give St. Mary's another chance to get a shot off. It's been a great half, and now CC has a chance to put the exclamation point and go in with a double-digit lead at the break on the road.
And those St. Mary's students are putting on a brave face. and apparently Nebraska crew necks tonight. But I think all those students and the team on the court in red and white and silver on the side, I think they're just trying to get to the locker room alive in a first half where Catholic Central, she keep talking about, they've just taken the fight to them with an excellent game plan by Brandon Sanawi.
Yeah, it has been. Defensively, Sanawi has had all the answers, and they've crowded Trey, forced other players to make plays, and they haven't happened. And you tip the cap, but the Shamrocks got some work left to do, and it starts with this possession, their final one of this half.
The first half that Catholic Central could not have drawn up any better. Trying to put a capper on it. Amene guarded by Barnes. Lee for Nadeau. 5 on the ticker. TJ Nadeau. Rebound Ross down to the deck. That closes a half that Catholic Central will smile about when they hit that locker room. A team trying to get their first win in the Catholic League this year. And Chad, those Shamrocks have taken the fight to the Eaglets, haven't they?
They've done it through the first half. The final 16 are going to be fun. It's going to be a dogfight. Central Division action on a Tuesday night. Oh, baby, got to get some.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
In today's ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, our mission is for every borrower to receive level 10 service, and our goal is to get you the lowest rate possible. We want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this needs to be handled by a real professional. Call Todd Barr at 734-674-6154 and put 20 years of local knowledge to use for you and your family. Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated supports equal housing opportunity. NMLS ID number 130562. This is informational only and is not an offer of credit or commitment to lend. Contact Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated to learn more about your eligibility for its mortgage products. Welcome back to halftime, 31-22. Detroit Catholic Central over St. Mary's. And we're coming back after this with some highlights of that first half and some stats to go with it. Thanks for watching. This is Full Court Prep. We are the Prep.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic students can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game. We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions. We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while maintaining a high level of respect for all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
United Restoration Disaster Services stands on the front line with policyholders to ensure that any property loss experience is remedied in its entirety. Where most homeowners and contractors throw in the towel, URDS is just getting started. For a free damage and claim assessment, call them today. United Restoration at 877-772-URDS or 8737. Get them today. United Restoration, veteran-owned and operated. Welcome back to halftime. Orchard Lake St. Mary's at home against Detroit Catholic Central, trails by 9. We're coming right back with highlights from the first half. Coming up right after this.
You prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself, shaped into a force that others can't imagine. We are part of something bigger. A force that never quits. America's Navy, forged by the sea. Check us out at Navy.com.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
The beauty of Catholic League basketball is you truly never know what you're going to get when you walk into a gym in January or February. Tonight, Chad, when we walked in the gym, I think some folks thought the score would be 31-22 at halftime. I don't know how many thought that would be in favor of the Shamrocks. As you watch these first half highlights, you're seeing a lot of great execution and a lot of great play from that team in Valiant Blue and Peerless White. It is, and I think the defensive effort that they've had against Trey McKinney, there you see one of his three-pointers. TJ Nadeau, sometimes you need a little luck like that, but it got CC going. They knew that they had an advantage down low, no big man for St. Mary's, and they've attacked. But really, it's been the turnovers. They've forced turnovers, and they've gotten points in transition off of their defense, which is just gravy. But listen, there's another 16 minutes. St. Mary's is at home. I think the energy level for CC was outstanding. For St. Mary's, not as good as it needed to be. And we'll see if the second half is any different. I would have to imagine Todd Colbert had a few choice words for the boys in that locker room. Perhaps. We'll see if he comes out with some fire and this team comes about. But look, Daniel Smythe, 9 points to lead the way in scoring in the first half. McKinney with 7. St. Mary's needs to find Smythe, I think, and see if at least it stretches folks away from McKinney and opens it up. If nothing else, use him as a decoy to get Trey loose or get Sherrod in a lane. But it's been very tough. That lane's been clogged up by CC, and that's by reason and design. Long way to go in this one. We're counting down to the start of the second half. Catholic Central trying to get their first conference win of the year. St. Mary's looking for a bounce-back second half. It starts next.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, Simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Want to tell you about our friends at Mansour Homes, the real estate professionals. Al Mansour, realtor, and Mansour Homes, powered by Keller Williams. Give him a call, 248-444-5700, al at mansourhomes.com. Back to the play-by-play voice of the prep, Evan Westfall. Or Evan Stockton. I said Westfall.
I knew, Chad, I knew that was going to happen
Did
at
you?
some point.
Dang
Evan
it.
Evan is a unique enough name that you're going to get it confused. You know?
Man, I get confused easily.
Okay.
You put two Evans on one crew, and I'm going to mess it up.
I mean,
eventually.
if Evan wants to do this in the second half and you still want to pay me, I mean, that's fine.
It was his 19th birthday a couple days ago, but he's not ready for the play-by-play. He's too good on graphics. We can't lose him.
And I am not nearly good enough on graphics to take his place. So
Me
we'll
either.
just do what we're supposed to do.
All right, cool.
Sherrod Barnes, fall-away jumper, and that is an excellent start to the second half for St. Mary's.
It is, and good to see Barnes feel the confidence to step up and can that from 16 feet out. Good start for St. Mary's, down a touchdown.
Ross on the cut to the rim. The kick to Lee, and his three ball off.
St. Mary's will live with that every day, twice a day on Sunday if he wants to shoot that shot. How about
Great
that run?
cut by Smith, and the layup rolls in.
The Sharon of the Sugar from Trey, message received so far.
This is a 6-0 run for St. Mary's dating back to the end of the first half. Shamrock's got to answer. Amene, no. Lee, rebound, goes back up and gets fouled.
Lee's a good athlete, went up and got it. But that's not a guy you want to leave alone, by the way. Uchenna Amene can shoot that three-pointer. We haven't seen it tonight, Evan, but it's a 21-point scorer that you got to be mindful of from that long line.
The effort by DJ Lee as the foul is on Luke Crichton down low. Thing that's going to make that Shamrock coaching staff smile is the balanced scoring, Chad. DJ Lee with 4, Howard with 5, Ross with 4, Amene with 8, Nadeau with 9. They've been coming at the Eaglets from all different angles tonight.
Yep, and that helps. You got a bunch of folks chipping in. You can afford to miss a piece here and there with foul trouble. St. Mary's doesn't have that luxury.
McKinney the bounce to Smith. Quick rise on the 3, but he missed it. How about Barnes in the rebound? Sherrod Barnes did everything right but make the layup.
Such a hustle, athletic play, and then he missed the bunny. It's a tough shot. You got all that adrenaline.
Steal for Smythe. Right back to Sherrod Barnes. Smythe. Long rebound. Smythe trying to get it. He had it. Lost it. Amene and the basketball for CC.
Man, what could have been there?
Amene for Ross. Right back to the line. Another foul on Luke Crichton.
Yeah, it's 2 fouls on Crichton, 2 on Smythe, 2 on Trey. So, and you said there's not a lot of fouls to go around, and that's true. Get another look there. Ross, such a tough defender, tough player, good leader for this team, a lot of energy.
Josh Ross is every bit the 6'5", 230 that he's listed on the roster.
Yep, played football this year, did he not?
Yes, he did. Starter on the D-line.
Grabs almost 12 rebounds a game. I mean, this is a key guy for them. away from the scoring department.
1 of 2 at the line for Josh Ross. Trey McKinney up the floor. Trey McKinney fouled by Ross.
Ross got it in the mouth too, and he says, wait a minute, here's another look. But Trey attacking, gave him a lane. He's gonna take that every time. Trey taking charge, getting to the stripe. Got some halftime scores to update people on, if I may, real quick, Evan. De La Salle's on the road at Lake Orion. They've got a slim 2-point lead at the break. Dakota 25, Chippewa 17 at the break. We know that's a heated rivalry. Ferndale playing really good basketball, 40-26 over River Rouge. UPrep 25, West Bloomfield 22. UPrep was the first team that Catholic Central, or one of the first teams they knocked off this year. And Brother Rice 35, UAD 19. It's a 16-point lead at the break for Rice over U of D. That's in Detroit as well. Thank you, Jamie Janssen, for the scores.
And that is what Brother Rice just does to teams this year. You can hang with them for a while, and then you pick your head up and you're down by 18 against the Warriors.
Yeah. Catholic Central can tell you that. And St. Mary's, they both have fallen victim.
Howard, 3. Rebound Barnes. Eaglets starting to pick up some steam.
They got numbers.
And they had to pass it out to Barnes. McKinney now trying to shake. He slipped against Lee. McKinney a little bit gimpy as he gets up.
Mismatch here.
Smythe. Crichton, great shot fake. Luke Crichton intercepted on the pass by Nadeau.
Had the right thought, but got outwitted by the upperclassmen. Turnovers have been a problem tonight, Evan.
Yes, they have. Just too many in the department for St. Mary's. Rare to see a Todd Covert team turn it over as much as they have tonight.
Yeah, and they were so good Saturday with it.
Josh Ross for Lee, who hits the jumper. McKinney fell down and there was no whistle.
Derek Lee Jr., an all-leaguer last year in the OAA. Big addition. Wide receivers, you said, for the Shamrocks, and that pushes the lead back to 9. That's a big bump right there. St. Mary's had a chance to get it down to 4.
Man, there's just been already early on in this second half, little moments, as you say, where it feels like St. Mary's can creep to 3 or 4 points, but then you look up and Shamrocks are up by 9 or 10 again.
Yeah, now they got a 2-2-1 press that St. Mary's going to have to solve, and they do.
Daniel Smythe's got the ball. Barnes, the fake. Wazalewski in the corner. Rebound McKinney. Trey goes back up. Nadeau blocked him. The effort for the Shamrocks has been excellent.
Great job against McKinney by Nadeau.
Amene. Long rebound to Josh Ross. Offensive foul. Wave off the basket.
That's senior leadership, and that's Jackson Wazalewski standing in to take the charge against the brawny Ross.
And that's a problem for CC, Chad. Josh is their best big guy down low. They've been exploiting that matchup all night. Now the senior's got 3 fouls.
It's a concern, there's no doubt. Joey Nasco is on that bench at 6'10". We'll see if Brandon Sanawi might reach for him.
St. Mary's wants a bucket. McKinney gives them that bucket.
The answer, I know Allen Iverson has the nickname, but Trey's been the answer on most nights for St. Mary's when they need something solved.
Nadeau spinning. Amene moving left. And a whistle and a foul on St. Mary's.
Yeah, Wazalewski a little handsy in there. He's a good defender, but just grabbed a little bit. Oh, they got Smythe on that.
It's the second on Smythe. St. Mary's has McKinney, Smythe, Crichton with a couple of personals. They barely have anybody off the bench. That foul trouble is always going to be an issue for them.
It is. Gonna have to live with it too. Or so it appears.
Foul on Barnes. If they called that on Josh Ross for Catholic Central, that would have been his 4th.
He's trying to get through the screen, and yeah, it could have gone either way. Sherrod tries to shoot through the gap, and he just got the hip of Ross, who wasn't he wasn't going to get bowled over.
All right, back to Josh Ross. Number 10 looking for an outlet. TJ Nadeau. Oh man, he wanted to pull the trigger.
Great defense by Wazalewski there. Outstanding.
Travel on Ross. That is the 5th different traveling violation on Catholic Central tonight.
There you get another look at it. Ross, yep, just a little bit too much with it. Not the guy you want handling the ball.
Trey McKinney trying to reach into that bag. Wazalewski, nice catch. Daniel Smythe. All right, back to McKinney. No good. And it's going to be Shamrock ball as that shot hit the top of the backboard.
They got what they wanted. Trey McKinney 3. They know how dangerous he is in the mid post and how dangerous he is when he attacks, and that's the best of the 3 options. Let him shoot it from 3.
Uchenna Amene for Lee. No good. Ross crashing the glass for 2.
Can't forget Josh Ross on the offensive glass. Excellent attack of the glass and finish.
The senior captain Josh Ross has been a menace tonight. Wazalewski. What a rebound for Sherrod Barnes. Smythe in and out. Rebound to Mene. Shamrocks are dodging potential problems all over the place.
No doubt. Got the look they wanted. Good pass.
And Mene was fouled as he was driving on Sherrod Barnes.
I think that's 3 on Sherrod. It is. Pat the stat confirms it. And there's nowhere to look, really. I mean, Luke Crichton you could go get, but you credit Mene for doing what he does best. He's so fast. Evan, I mean, hard to stop. This kid's a legit scorer and a Division I prospect, just like Barnes.
Amene scored 35 points at De La Salle a week ago. But to that earlier point we were making, Chad, when Catholic Central looks back on this game, and if they hang on and win, there's a lot of time to go, but if they come back and win, they're going to point to the balanced scoring. Amene, Ross, Lee, Nadeau, Howard, each of these guys has got at least 5 points. Devin Lee has contributed points off the bench. Maybe the Shamrocks are finding a winning recipe on the road tonight.
Yeah, and they're doing it with a lot of sources and sharing the ball. Get a look at Anthony Karate and Brandon Sinawi. Karate, a former Shamrock. His father, a longtime basketball coach and defensive coordinator at Catholic Central on Breakfast Drive and in Novi.
Off the inbound, McKinney on the go. Trey McKinney, no. Hanks off the bench, saving the possession. McKinney again. Long rebound to Mene. Basketball for Catholic Central.
St. Mary's is just sped up and just not cohesive offensively.
DJ Lee, a tough shot. It will stay with Catholic Central. I think he took that shot more than anything, trying to get a foul on St. Mary's.
There's foul trouble all around, and maybe that's the plan. Attack, draw fouls, and start eliminating some of this Eaglet team with no bench, or limited bench.
DJ Lee. This is a 13-point lead for Catholic Central.
This is their largest, and this is a danger spot for St. Mary's at home. But CC's come in and has been up for the challenge in this quarter. The question was, will they come out with the same fire they had? St. Mary's came out with more smoke. More impressive that the Shamrocks came back, though, and have battled and have regained momentum and taken their largest lead.
Man, we said it to open the broadcast. What can you learn about both teams tonight? We're learning a lot about Catholic Central tonight.
Yes, sir.
Sherrod Barnes. Jumper, free throw line, no. Halfway down and out.
St. Mary's has had a few of those with triples, a few of those with twos.
That's the 4th foul on Josh Ross. A lot of good news for Catholic Central right now, but that is horrific news.
It is. That's your presence down low. That's your spirit animal for Catholic Central.
Beg your pardon, that is the third on Josh Ross.
Okay.
Not his fourth. It's still bad news, but not the terrible news that they thought.
Yep. They'll go get him with McKee, but yeah, that's a foul that we'll see if St. Mary's takes advantage of it.
Sherrod Barnes probing and kicking. Trey McKinney hits again.
Catholic Central lost Trey McKinney. And I don't care if he's having an off night or not. You can't leave him alone at the three-point line. He'll make you hurt.
He's leading all scores in the ball game with 14 points. He may have to put the Eaglets on his back.
He might.
Shamrocks led by 9 at the break. Josh McKee keeping that pivot foot. Amene was being hounded by Daniel Smith. Good, aggressive defense.
Yeah, good defense by Smythe. Good defense by Hanks, too, who's checked in. And guy that's got more minutes, but St. Mary's will go back to the senior here, it looks like, with Smith. Give Sherrod a breather.
Let's see how Shamrocks attack this final possession, potentially, Chad, of the third quarter. Remember, no shot clock. Back to it after using a shot clock this weekend.
This is what they want. They want this matchup right here. They want their top scorer, Amene, against Jackson Wazalewski.
This is one of the best pure scorers in the state of Michigan. To maybe the best shooter in the state, TJ Nadeau.
Yep.
Quarter clock bleeding down. TJ Nadeau bounce. Lee, no. The other Lee got the rebound and lost it. Wazalewski hit the roof.
Robin Goddard's going to send him an invoice. What a quarter for Catholic Central. They come out and didn't lose much ground from the momentum they had in the first half, Evan.
St. Mary's got it down to a 4-point game, but the Shamrocks, looking for their first conference win of the year, are in a great spot as we go to the fourth.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Go check out Blue Lion Fitness at 401 South Maple in Ann Arbor, 734-929-5268. Get the training you need at Blue Lion Fitness. Check them out, BlueLionFitness.com. Welcome back to Orchard Lake. The start of the fourth quarter, Catholic Central with a 10-point lead over St. Mary's. Evan, this is a fourth quarter that is going to tell all. But so far, it has been Catholic Central in the lead all the way, pretty much wire to wire since the opening few minutes.
Yeah, St. Mary's had a brief lead in that first quarter, but Shamrocks took the lead in the second, and they haven't trailed in this entire second half. TJ Nadeau, a tough catch on that pass from Amene. Josh Ross back on the floor with 3 fouls for CC.
Smythe and Nadeau know each other well. They played in the Reach program together as teammates for several years.
Great bounce pass. Howard couldn't finish. Amene, kick, Nadeau, no. Rebound, chased down by Barnes in the corner. Great effort.
Great effort. Good set both ways. Well played.
McKinney wants to go to work. Double comes and he kicks. Barnes. Rebound Lee.
1 and out. That's what Catholic Central wants. They can't afford second shot opportunities.
St. Mary's shot 27% from the field in that third quarter.
Wow.
That ball is out of bounds off DJ Lee.
I'll tell you what, Aiden Hanks has brought some defensive energy to this game that we have not seen. That's some good minutes from the sophomore Aiden Hanks, who they don't expect a lot from, but they just got some juice from.
Todd Covert looking for answers in this fourth quarter. His Eaglets at home have been facing great basketball from the Shamrocks all night. Trey McKinney short on the fall-away jumper.
Quick trip. Not a lot of energy spent for the Shamrocks. Defensively, a lot of juice on offense.
How do you think they'll attack down the stretch here? Again, no shot clock, and as of now, a double-digit lead.
I think they want to go after Sherrod Barnes and get him out of this game. Or Daniel Smythe. I mean, the two guys that have hurt you outside of Trey, you can attack defensively, and there's one there.
Yeah, right on cue. Daniel Smythe picks up another personal foul. It's the second on Smythe. Sherrod Barnes has 3. Trey McKinney does have 2, Chad, but he hasn't picked one up since the first quarter.
Yeah, he had 2 early. Smythe with a bit of a gamble. He has just 2? Okay.
By my count, it was 3, but
yep.
I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again.
No, we're rolling with it.
Amene fouled, and the Shamrocks are going back to the line as that personal's on Andrew Smith.
Tight space down in that paint. Shamrocks were willing to share the ball, and it creates an opportunity at the free throw line for one of their best free throw shooters.
Number 2, Uchenna Amene.
Man, that's an Eaglet bench. All those guys on that bench right now have got to be sitting there wondering, going, this is not exactly how this game is supposed to go.
Yeah, I mean, everybody heard about the Catholic League Central Division, and they hear it pounded in. Anybody can beat anybody, but we knew one of these nights Catholic Central was going to beat somebody in this division. I mean, it was going to happen. Not saying it's going to happen tonight. We don't know yet, but this is a very good team. They just haven't cracked the seal in the conference. They've beat some good teams this year. I mean, they've got some wins over some notable opponents, so this is no surprise to many.
Barnes was trying to get the rebound, and it's out of bounds off Sherrod Barnes. Not just the wins that Catholic Central has, but the teams they've played. They've played North Farmington. They've played Hamtramck. They've played the River Rats from Ann Arbor, Huron. They've played Ecorse. They've played River Rouge.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, all the teams that play in that conference.
That's right.
DJ Lee. Another foul on Luke Crichton. That's his 3rd.
Yep. Hanks is going to check back in, and St. Mary's just has no answer down low. And CC's plan is to attack, drive, and force St. Mary's to reach. And Eaglets with just no rim protector getting beat off the bounce a bit. But yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, wins over River Rouge, Ecorse, Northville, 3-point loss to the River Rats, as you mentioned. I love that nickname.
And one of the best in the state of Michigan.
Ann Arbor Huron, who appeared in the rankings, state rankings this year. And then De La Salle. I mean, they lost by just 3. So, yeah, this has been CC's night. There's 6 minutes left. These are chances here they cannot let go. Free throws.
Lee knocks them both down. Uchenna Amene and DJ Lee both with 12 points. This is the largest lead of the night for Catholic Central.
Yeah, the way Catholic Central has come in and taken advantage of St. Mary's tonight is very surprising, this margin.
Trey McKinney is keeping St. Mary's afloat with 16 points now.
He gets in that zone, you know, that's what they need. They have not gotten in a rhythm, any individual really, outside of Smythe early in the game, but he's cooled off too.
Steal. And a foul. DJ Lee just fouled Trey McKinney.
Smythe made his first 3. I think he's missed his next 3. So St. Mary's, all their options have just kind of run dry as we get the foul look here on the near sideline.
What's the recipe for St. Mary's to try to come back?
Ball movement. You got to move the ball and get the open shot. Be patient. It's not over. Get the open look.
Out of bounds. Off of Smythe. Shamrock ball.
It's great defense. Great defense by Sam Howard, who's had a really fine game for CC. This is a defensive reach here and a tip off of Daniel. Get another look. Boom. Yeah. And then you got to watch out for the ref.
Quickly inside to Ross. Through a double team, he still scored.
Josh Ross.
Shamrocks just having their way. Having their way any which way they want right now on the road at Orchard Lake.
Corner kick, Smith. Rebound to Mene.
Eaglets can't buy a bucket. I mean, that's the look that you'll want. And they just aren't executing.
Student section is starting to file out already.
Yep.
As Sherrod Barnes just picked up his 4th foul.
Well, and the pressure continues to mount. You know, CC's playing with house money. They're up comfortably. And the pressure now is on Orchard Lake.
At the line, shooting a 1-and-1 for the Shamrocks.
This is the guy you want at the free throw line, and this is the game plan that CC's had. Get to the free throw line. Attack.
No good on the free throw. That is one way St. Mary's can come back if CC misses free throws.
They've got numbers here, Evan.
Smith thought about it. Trey McKinney traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, it's an offensive mess for St. Mary's tonight. And you got to give credit to CC, but some of these are just unforced turnovers. A handful of them are just on their own. And you could say that both ways, but St. Mary's needs it a lot more than CC right now, Evan.
Mene down to the deck. Saved the possession, and Brandon Sanawi called a timeout, and we'll take it with him just about halfway into the 4th quarter. Catholic Central closing in on not just their first win in Catholic League play this season, but their best overall win of the season.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Those St. Mary's Eaglets breaking the huddle are in need of a little magic, and a little magic right now. Catholic Central up by 14 points, but just under 4.5 to go. Right now, Chad, it's been all Catholic Central all night long.
Yep, and if they want to hold on for the win, they'd have to hold on to the ball and not turn it over. That's the key for Catholic Central. You don't have to do anything sexy, just don't turn it over. Easy to say.
They're trying to get Sherrod Barnes with his 5th foul, but no call. Mene still working on him. Barnes falls down, no call. It is still Shamrock basketball.
Pressure, blitz. Trey thought he had a turnover. But yeah, it looks like the Shamrocks are just going to play a little keep away. It's never a bad recipe.
Inside to Ross. Doubled, and he traveled. And frankly, that's been the only thing that Catholic Central's done wrong tonight. They've had at least 7 different traveling calls.
They have. It's not a live ball turnover, so it doesn't hurt so bad. But yeah, they have had some turnover issues, and that's a nice job by Trey McKinney and Aiden Hanks teaming up for that dig that results in the walk. Get a look at Jermaine Gonzalez, the outstanding athletic director, former All-American here. Football and basketball, doing a great job in his first year as the AD and football coach at St. Mary's. Taking over for the legend, George Forrett.
Yeah, no pressure there, right?
No, sir.
It's a foul on Uchenna Mene.
Yeah, and that's one that Brandon Sanawi doesn't want to see. Fouls, and about to see his team getting the bonus the next foul. That's a 16th foul. Interesting to see if St. Mary's will settle, try to get a 3 here, or just attack. The paint has been clogged. There's just nowhere to go. I mean, there's nowhere to go. So somebody's going to have to hit an outside shot at some point. But you'd love to see the Eaglets try to attack and get free throws with the clock stopped. We got some scores to update momentarily.
Off the inbound, McKinney in the corner. Amene the rebound.
That was a great ball out of bounds play dialed up by Todd Covert. But again, St. Mary's just can't hit the broadside of a barn tonight. I mean, really, they just can't.
Now the Shamrocks getting another bucket from Uchenna Amene.
Biggest lead of the night, and it's a real long road now.
What a night for Catholic Central. Nadeau the foul, but the balanced scoring has just been a revelation for CC tonight. Amene, their leading scorer with 14, but a little bit from all over the place tonight.
They've played better team basketball overall. On offense, on defense, it's been a team effort that's collectively got them up their largest of the night here. TJ Nadeau running into Sherrod. A lot of Catholic Central folks concerned possibly about that shoulder. TJ's off shooting shoulder.
One more coming for Barnes. Sherrod hits this. He's into double figures for the third straight game with 10 points.
Big free throws. Now St. Mary's is going to look for a turnover.
Got to get it. Lee's over half court. DJ Lee with the ball for CC. Now you wonder how they attack it down the stretch. They're cutting to the rim for two. DJ Lee with 14.
Aggressive cut by DJ.
Trey McKinney, count the basket to the line. And Josh Ross isn't quite sure about that.
St. Mary's needs to trade threes for twos, and Trey does it the hard way. What a move.
They called the foul on Nadeau, by the way. That's his third.
Catholic Central has a few to burn down there at this point. Pretty good shape.
Trey McKinney off 15 points and 11 boards at East Kentwood on Saturday night, going for 19 here tonight. Timeout. 3:10 to go. This thing is not over. St. Mary's needs stops and scores, and Shamrocks need to keep bleeding the clock. Finish from Orchard Lake coming up after this.
Are you prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself? Shaped into a force that others can't imagine. We are part of something bigger. A force that never quits. America's Navy. Forged by the sea. Check us out at Navy.com.
Just over 3 minutes to go. Catholic Central leading by 13. They've led by as many as 15 in the second half. Off the inbound, Sherrod Barnes tips it out of bounds. This game's not over, Chad. We're about to learn a lot about Catholic Central specifically, and if they can close out a win on the road here.
They haven't been in the spot a lot this year. And to be fair, neither is the St. Mary's. So it is unfamiliar territory for both, but St. Mary's desperate at home, of course. Try to protect their home nest. CC hungry for their first conference win.
I know the Shamrocks are just having a time of it trying to get the ball in bounds.
Brandon Sanawi saying their motto this year is no pain, no gain. K-N-O-W. Pain, K-N-O-W, gain. So interesting motto, and they've had a lot of pain this year too to go with some of their success.
Whistle. Foul. If that's on Sherrod Barnes, he's done.
St. Mary's foul number 0, Sherrod
It is.
Barnes, his fifth.
So now St. Mary's is going to have to go to the senior Jackson Wazalewski.
At the line, shooting 2.
Sherrod with a night that wasn't maybe his best. He certainly had his moments, but There's a lot of pressure on this sophomore to spearhead this Orchard Lake attack and also be the best defender every night. He's not going to be perfect every night. Nobody is. He'll be back. But CC did a great job on him tonight. Give him credit. And a miss here for Nadeau.
A very rare miss for TJ. If he makes this, it's 10 points for the junior and 3 different Shamrocks with at least 10 tonight.
Wow.
Trey McKinney coming up the floor, sitting on 19 points. Eyeing up DJ Lee. Wazalewski thinking about it. Gave it up to Hanks. Wazalewski for Smith. In and out. Rebound still being battled for, but it's off of St. Mary's and Hanks.
That is a microcosm of this game for St. Mary's. They run a heck of a play. They make a great decision, get the ball to the corner, outstanding pass, good shot, and Smith hasn't been able to hit tonight. And nobody has. I mean, it's just been a night. But St. Mary's with a scramble after. Friendly fire, could have had a lay-in. And the Shamrocks here just need to hold on.
Shamrocks trying to get this one into the barn. What I wonder, Chad, is you mentioned St. Mary's missing shots tonight, struggling tonight. Is it them playing poorly? Is it Catholic Central playing well? Combo of both? What do you think?
Combo of both, but really give credit to Catholic Central. I think that's the majority of it. They really played hard tonight. They played great. I mean, they have talent, and they played together tonight very well, defensively and offensively.
That wasn't an ideal possession for CC. They just threw it out of bounds.
And let's give Brandon Sanawi a lot of credit, too. The fifth-year head coach had a plan, and it has been executed well, but the plan was right on.
Tough roll out for McKinney. Rebound Lee. DJ Lee coming up the floor.
They're trying to foul him.
Yeah, they really are.
Trey says, I'll take it.
Trey just lost the ball. Trey McKinney found it for St. Mary's. Smythe. No. Rebound. St. Mary's in a reload. Pass tipped out of bounds by Hanks. CC ball.
Man, oh man. I mean, this has just been the kind of game you feel handcuffed and like you're using your left hand all game. But CC's made it that way. And these two teams will meet again in Novi.
Game slated for the 10th. That's a Friday night, February, 2 weeks from Friday. It's that time of the year, Chad, where you kind of pick your head up and go, oh, wow, it's before we know it, it's going to be March.
It's time to start thinking about March. You're right. It's here. February feels a little better.
I mean, we've been lucky in terms of the weather. This January hasn't actually felt like January all that much.
It has not.
Amene fouled from behind. I think they're going to get Trey McKinney there. They will. That's his third.
Third on Trey, and free throws coming, double bonus. But, man, it's just a dead energy zone right now in Dabrowski Fieldhouse, and it's been a long time since the Eaglets have felt this way in an in-conference game. But credit CC with their dominating win, really wire to wire. It's been since really the 3rd minute into the quarter, Evan, it's been all CC.
It's a win for Catholic Central that you can build upon. And it's the type of win, Chad, with this ends up being the final score, 14-15 points.
Yeah.
Win on the road, conference rival. It's one of those wins that feels like 2 or 3 wins, and one of those wins that can catapult you into the rest of your season.
It really does. It can go a long way. And the gauntlet continues. So they'll get challenged again on Friday, just like St. Mary's will, and another test comes. But yeah, this is something CC needed. I mean, 0-5 in the league, desperate to win in league, and they should. It was a big one tonight. They deserved it.
Yes. The Shamrocks will be smiling about this one when they take that bus ride home.
Yep. The jaunt back to Novi will be short and quick.
New bodies onto the floor for St. Mary's. McKinney is out. I doubt we'll see Trey again. Brandon Sanawi calls timeout. That gives us a chance here to kind of look at the road ahead for both teams. We'll start with the team that's going to win tonight, Catholic Central. So after tonight, they're actually going back on the road. They're going to the west side of the state to play Reese Puffer at Aquinas College this weekend. Week from the night at UAD. Then right after that, rivalry game against Brother Rice. Catholic Central already lost to Brother Rice earlier this month. Home De La Salle, home St. Mary's to round out the regular season portion of conference play. St. Mary's will now turn its attention in a couple of days to another matchup in the Catholic League. They'll go to UAD on Friday night, then De La Salle end of the month on the 31st, week from the night. Got to play Brother Rice on the 7th. You know, we've talked a lot about CC tonight, and with good reason. They played an excellent basketball game, and they're going to get a hard-earned win. What I wonder, Chad, is St. Mary's ride the roller coaster. They looked so good on Saturday. Tonight they did not look good. Where do they go from here after this?
They go down to Detroit, and they're going to try to sweep the season series against UAD Jesuit. And it has been a bit up and down. You have one senior on the team, so you're still a bit young, even though St. Mary's seems like they're older in experience. Up and down. They lost 5 players from a year ago that played in the regular rotation. So they're still finding themselves, and I think not having that senior leadership, even though you have a senior and one senior that plays in Jackson, you need guys that have been there before. And hey, I think you get a chance to go back down to Detroit and beat UAD, who some think are the best team in this league. Maybe the second best team in this league, and sweep them, and that would go a long way.
It's kind of the blessing and the curse, right, of playing in this league every single night. You can be humbled on one night, like St. Mary's is being humbled tonight. Flip the script in a couple of days, you go on the road, get a road win, and everything feels a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, and I think the schedule for Catholic Central going and playing Muskegon Reese Puffer, look, it's not a Central Division opponent. They get a chance to continue momentum and get back-to-back wins. I think it sets up nicely for CC, that scheduling.
New bodies all over the place on that floor right now. St. Mary's throws it out of bounds. Trying to hit Norman Clawender, number 3.
One of the guys that's checked in for St. Mary's is a freshman, and he's a Division I football prospect, 6'5", 225, Jack Janda, the freshman. He's already been offered by multiple Division I football programs. He's a defensive end. And he's one of the guys they think might be able to help them with some size down low, if he can develop by the end of the year. Great athlete, you see there.
Turnover for St. Mary's. Hanks, the kick. Crichton, 3. It's been the story of the night. Just nothing has fallen for St. Mary's. I can't remember the last time they won a 3.
It's been a minute. It really has. And Mama said there'd be days like this. It happens. And brighter days ahead for St. Mary's. And hey, stand up for CC. I mean, they deserve this win tonight. They played very well in a tough environment.
Down low, Nasco into the game. He is hard to miss at 6'10".
Yeah, Joey Nasco's a guy that offers some size. Brandon Sinawi hoping he can come along a little bit, help them out down the stretch. Certainly has some skill to him. Another senior.
Yeah. Rude pass. They'll hoist up a 3. And no good. Bryson missed it. Hanks scored it for St. Mary's.
I like this Hanks. He hustles, man. Pesky player. Good athlete.
Shamrocks bleeding out the clock. Catholic Central comes on the road and gets off the schneid. Their first win in Catholic League play this season. And I got an intuition that there's better days ahead for the men in Valiant Blue and Peerless White, the Shamrocks of Catholic Central. A double-digit 14-point win on the road. What a way to get your first conference win of the year. Chad and I back to talk about it after this.
Your dream, your drive, your grit. the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Are you prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself? Shaped into a force that others can't imagine. We are part of something bigger. A force that never quits. America's Navy. Forged by the sea. Check us out at Navy.com.
What a night for Catholic Central. Hoping for their first Catholic League win of the year, and a St. Mary's team that went on the road to East Kenwood and looked awesome over the weekend. Chad Bush, we're seeing a lot of highlights for guys in Valiant Blue and Peerless White. That was an all-around awesome effort from CC tonight.
Yeah, they got a lot of help from a lot of different sources. Rebounds, offensive glass, hustle. Lee had it going on. Uchenna was solid. They get a great effort from Josh Ross, Derek Lee Jr., TJ Nadeau. I mean, just a lot going on. But the defense on Trey McKinney, forcing him to do a lot of things, forcing others to do things. St. Mary's couldn't hit shots, and CC was there to make theirs and take advantage of the soft middle for St. Mary's. And they attacked and they finished tonight. And they deserve this hard-fought road win in Orchard Lake.
Yeah, when you look at the way Catholic Central did it tonight, Amene with 15 points, DJ Lee with 14, Nadeau with 10. Sam Howard, starter for the first time as a junior, coming into his own. He scores 6 points. Josh Ross with 9 off the bench. And what I keep coming back to is what St. Mary's told us before the game. Look, I think the problem's going to be size. Brandon Sinawi, Catholic Central's coach as well, said, I think we can exploit these guys inside. Exactly what happened tonight. St. Mary's had no answer.
They didn't. It was an attack into the paint. It was an attack really at the St. Mary's defense. It's without their two bigs we talked about. And look, I mean, when you're feeling confident and you're sharing the ball and multiple guys you have to check and respect, it causes you to be in chase mode. And St. Mary's was in chase mode all night. And they just couldn't hit open shots. There wasn't anybody consistent. Smythe started off hot and then didn't hit another shot. And nobody else really picked up the Trey McKinney surge offensively. And it was just a well-executed game plan by Brandon Sinawi and CC. And they executed it. Their players did well, and it was well dialed up. And they got the better of St. Mary's tonight. And it just proves that this Central Division, I mean, this is the last place team in the division. I mean, go figure. It's going to be fun by the end of the year in that tournament, Wayne State Fieldhouse for the Catholic League Central Division Bishop title.
Yeah, that's the blessing and the curse of playing in this league. You never know what you're going to get on any given night. Tonight we got one heck of a basketball game, one performance by Catholic Central that's going to make them smile as they head back to Novi tonight. Yeah. Chad, always a pleasure. Great game for St. Mary's tonight. Well, CC. St. Mary's looking for a better effort in a couple of days.
Yes, sir. The run back in Novi. Shall we do it again?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll see you in Novi in a couple weeks.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, partner. Thanks for, I want to introduce our crew tonight, if I may. Brandon's back. Whoa, wait a minute. The former Blackhawk in the house. Good to see you, B. Brad the Boss Ross on camera 2. Get off that Game Boy. Evan Westfall doing great things on graphics. The Schwarzenegger is back. Could come to Grand Rapids. You could come to Orchard Lake. Thanks for coming tonight, Schwartzy. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. This is Fish to my right on audio. Pat the Stat on stats. Jamie Janssen on stats. And the man to my left, Evan Stockton, doing a great job on play-by-play. My name's Chad Bush. Thanks for watching. David Fantow, the man behind the camera. Thanks again. Have a great night, everybody. The final score is
Catholic Central beating St. Mary's 56-42.